Hey there, Sugar Vixen family. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nisha, and I'm here to sprinkle some sweetness into your life with delicious baking from scratch, clever home organizing tips, and a little sneak peek into my everyday adventures. If you love what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's get baking and make some magic together. Hey lovelies, so today we are going to be making some delicious homemade Oreo cookies. So the first thing that we're going to do is go over all the ingredients that you're going to need. I like to start off by getting all of my equipment out and pre-measuring most of my ingredients. So for the cookie shells, we're going to be using a cup of unsalted butter and a cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg that's room temperature, and we're going to use some vanilla extract, 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/3 of black cocoa powder. And this cocoa powder I actually had to order from Amazon because I could not find a store anywhere that sells it. We're going to use some baking powder, baking soda, and salt. So this is for the cookie shells. And then for the frosting, the filling, we're going to be using a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter softened, and 1/4 cup of vegetable shortening, 2 cups of powdered sugar, clear vanilla extract. And this is something else that I did have to also order online because they don't usually sell this in stores, and salt for the filling. First, we're going to start by creaming the 1 cup of butter in the sugar. And I'm going to use an electric mixer to mix it around. Okay, one of the things you want to make sure that you do is set your butter out overnight, or if you forget to, you can put it in the microwave for a few seconds so you don't overheat and melt it all the way. So make sure that your mixture of sugar and butter is well creamed. And then we're going to add in our vanilla extract, and we're also going to add in our large egg. So 1/4 teaspoon of our vanilla extract and 1 large egg into our creamed mixture. And I use regular vanilla extract for the outer shells. And then 1/2. Make sure that your egg is room temperature. So what I normally do is once I take it out of the refrigerator, I will set it in some warm water for about 10 minutes before I bake, and then that gets our egg to room temperature. So we're going to go ahead and mix the vanilla extract and our egg together into the mixture. All right, so you want to mix that well, and then we're going to move this to the side. All right, so now in a medium bowl, we're going to go ahead and mix our 1 1/4 cup of flour, our 1/3 cup of black cocoa powder. We're going to use 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 of our, I'm gonna wipe this off because I just put vanilla in it. All right, so now we're gonna use 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna put it in our dry mixture. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and mix it together. And now we're gonna gradually add the dry ingredients after we whisked it into the wet ingredients. Mix a little bit at a time. Okay, so now we're gonna divide the dough into 2 equal parts, and we're going to create like a disc shape about 1 inch thick. We're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap, and we're gonna chill this for about 1 hour. All right, so while our dough is chilling in the fridge, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to make our filling. So 1/2 cup of butter, 1/4 of shortening, 2 cups of our powdered sugar, our clear vanilla extract, and our salt. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix our butter and our shortening together. Now we're going to gradually add our powdered sugar to our butter and shortening mixture. Once the powdered sugar is all mixed in, we're gonna go ahead and add in a 1/2 teaspoon of our clear vanilla extract. And then we're gonna add in a 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And so I don't have a 1/8 teaspoon, but what I do is I halfway fill up the 1/4 teaspoon, making sure not to add too much salt. Now we're gonna go ahead and mix it well. So our dough has been cooling for an hour. Took it out of the fridge, and I'm gonna go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I have our prepared baking sheets. I have a silicone mat on my baking sheet, but I also lined it with parchment paper. And I have my rolling pin. And I have a round cookie cutter and a little spatula. And I'm gonna kind of experiment with different patterns when we roll out our dough and before we make our round circle cookies. I'm gonna kind of experiment with using the dot pattern on this spoon and maybe a crisscross pattern with this fork. You're gonna want to lightly sprinkle some flour onto a hard surface and then go ahead and put your disc of dough down. You'll want to flip it over every, I think, other time that you roll it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of your surface. And I usually roll it to the thickness of a pancake. So you don't want to roll it too thin and you don't want it to be too thin. Okay, so I went ahead and rolled our dough and I used our round cookie cutter and cut them in round cookies. And the next thing is we're gonna bake them anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. I actually have a batch in the oven that I baked, or that I started to bake. And I set the timer at 8 minutes, but it seems like they're a little doughy, so I put them in there for an extra minute. Okay, so now that our cookies are out of the oven, I have a piping bottle here with our filling. I turn one side of the cookies. I completely let them cool. So they've been cooling for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some filling to one side. Delicious.